12-foot diameter pipe, reinforced concrete, very large. It's actually pretty shallow. In some places it's only 3 or 4 feet from the top of the pipe. There's been a lot of time, effort, and money spent with consulting engineers, planners, developing this very complicated system. These are huge projects. The WRA is in the midst of a $475 million capital improvement program, constructing these sanitary sewers, pump stations, and some work here at the treatment plant. We have hundreds of miles of interceptor sewers. They range in diameter from 12 foot down to about 42 inches, 36 inches, and even down to 24 inches in diameters. Each individual community has its own localized sanitary sewer system, which feeds into the backbone, the interceptor sewers, which are owned by the WRA. If a sanitary sewer and interceptor line is damaged by an excavation that wasn't located properly, this could cause a major backup. And somebody could come home, instead of having your lights off, you could find out that you could have several feet of sanitary sewer in your basement. And this can happen in large areas, depending on how many homes, property owners, businesses are hooked up to a localized sewer. This could have effects in many blocks. Any repair costs we would try to put back onto the contractor, because they should have insurance or something to cover that. We have 100 flow meters out in the system, and those are all monitored remotely using cellular technology and computerized, and those are monitored on a daily basis. So we would have a way to go out and find something like that if there was major damage in one of our pipelines. Everybody uses the sanitary sewer system in some capacity every single day. So it is vital for the contractors to understand that, and all of us, including engineers, public officials, contractors, all have a very vital role in protecting that system in order to maintain the integrity of that system and the public health of the citizens and the ratepayers of the community.
Okay, this is a 12-inch high-pressure natural gas line. It was installed in Urbandale this past summer. We needed this line to serve the load that's growing out in that part of West Des Moines. This particular line carries a high-pressure natural gas, and is probably not typical of what you'd see in a residential neighborhood. Our lines in our neighborhoods will range everywhere from 1/4 of an inch of pressure all the way up to close to 1,000 pounds pressure. Typically our transmission lines will run cross-country and will be the main feed to towns. However, that's not always the case. Contractors need to be aware that these type of transmission lines can be located most anywhere. Some can be running through some residential areas or through some towns. The differences are obviously the pressures that these lines operate at. These lines are installed in several different methods. Some can be plowed in, some can be open trenched, and this line in Urbandale was directional bored and open trenched. So it's not obvious right after the installation where this pipe may be installed. So you got to be aware for all the warning signs of construction, where gas lines might be. Look for warning signs, gas meters, and other indicators that there might be facilities in the area. Damaging a gas line can cause a wide range of problems. Hitting an individual service just affects one particular customer. However, if you hit a transmission line or other type of feeder line, it could affect thousands of customers. Not only do you have the potential cost of making the repairs, but when you shut down a natural gas line, it requires you to go to each individual home that you've interrupted, shut off their service valve, and then after you've made the repairs, reintroduce gas to the system, get into each one of those homes, and relight all their appliances. And these costs could be borne by the contractor who caused the damage. If you do damage one of our facilities, it's important that you call us right away. That's the only way we have to know that there was damage. Even if gas isn't blowing, if you nicked one of our facilities, give us a call so we can come out and inspect it. That inspection of a damaged facility would be at no cost to you. Mid-American appreciates the partnership we have with the excavators. In order for us to be successful, we need to be able to accurately locate and protect our facilities. In order for you to be a successful excavator, you need to safely be able to dig around those facilities and serve your customers as well.
What we have here is the old technology that we replaced with the new technology that replaced it. This is old copper cable, it's transmission cable, and it's 600 pairs, so you could have 300 different customers on it at one time. This is the new fiber, and actually with the covering, it's about the diameter of a human hair. When you take the covering off, take that and divide it by 2. In there, we're actually using the core. So the core of the fiber is actually the only part that's technically being used for the transmission of information, and that is one piece of 1/2 of human hair.
So with a single fiber, we can do 1 gigabit of speed of internet up and down. That's faster than anything on the market other than, say, Google Fiber. The other thing you can do is bring in hundreds of HD channels, hundreds of SD channels, several phone lines. Things we used to run on a 600 pair cable now run on a single fiber. Here we're putting our fiber in at 18 inches in a groomed yard in town here, and 2 feet out in the right-of-way for drop line, and then all main cable is put in at 3 feet. Now there are variances, and that's why we urge everyone to still call in to get a locate. This is our main access platform. This is what brings all the individual fibers back behind me here in, serves them with the internet, TV, phone service, any type of data service, and then each customer leaving this office has a dedicated fiber all the way to their house. So we have customers that are 5 to 7 miles out. That fiber comes all the way back to this building. Leaving this card, it'll actually go to a 32-way splitter. And out of that 32-way splitter, each individual fiber will connect to individual homes, individual business, maybe a cell tower. Cell towers will actually require landline connections too. So if our fiber got cut, you have the potential for knocking down several of the large carriers in this area, not only affecting landline service, landline 911, but also cellular 911 and cellular service at the same time.
We do supply fiber to several large cellular carriers at their towers. If we were to have a network shutdown, or if one of those cables was to be cut, you'd have the cost of the splices, $50 each. You'd have the cost of the fiber, the cost of the man hours in order to fix that. But also with the large carriers, we have service level agreements. So if we're down, we're charged per hour, per day. We're penalized for that. And we would in turn pass that cost on. The industry standard for the fusion splicing, that's about $50. $50 per splice. So if you are doing a 288 count fiber, that's 288 times 2 times 50, which is just under $29,000. The inconvenience of a 3-minute phone call to call before you dig would beat a bill of possibly upwards of $30,000, which would bankrupt a lot of companies.